No further delay and excuse will countenance, Justice Damone Younge said on Wednesday while pointing out that the court has found no breach or gross dereliction of duty on the part of President Ali to appoint a substantive Chancellor and Chief Justice. It was only in April 2022, almost 2 years since Dr. Ali took up presidency, that a new opposition leader in the person of Aubrey Norton had expressed a willingness to meet about the appointments. Weeks after a June 7, 2022 correspondence, a case challenging the delay in appointing persons to these posts was filed by opposition Member of Parliament Vincent Jordan. Justice Young in her ruling said while the onus is on the President, one is also placed on the Leader of the Opposition. Justice Young pointed out, however, that the Constitution imposes no timeline on the consultative process, but noted that in the court's view, there is no better way to demonstrate the commitment but to act with alacrity. Justice Young believes any further delay would not be good for the otherwise impressive legal and judicial landscape of Guyana. The ruling was welcomed by Attorney General Anil Nandlal.
Firstly, the judge dismissed the fixed date application filed and refused to grant any of the reliefs that Vincent Jordan sought. So I want to make that very clear. The application filed was dismissed and none of the orders that were sought were granted. Under President Bharat Jagdeo, several attempts were made to secure agreement from Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Robert Corbyn, to confirm the appointments of Acting Chancellor Karl Singh and Acting Chief Justice Ian Chang, but all those efforts proved futile. We further submitted with affidavit evidence that under President Donald Ramotar, several attempts again were made by President Ramotar to engage Leader of the Opposition, Mr. David Granger, to confirm Chancellor Singh and to confirm Chief Justice Chang, but all those efforts proved futile. We further submitted that when President Granger became president, just a singular engagement was made between him, initiated by President Granger, with Leader of the Opposition, Bharat Jagdeo, for these appointments to be made, but there were no continuing engagement at the instance of the President. Fast forward to President Dr. Mohammed Irfaan Ali. If after 20 years no such appointment was made, President Ali took office on the 2nd of August 2020. This case is filed in 2022. Is it reasonable to expect President Ali to make the appointments that for 20 years could not have been made?
Guyana remains without a substantive Chancellor and Chief Justice because of a lack of consultation and consensus between the President and the Leader of the Opposition. This has been the case during the last 3 presidencies in Guyana after a constitutional amendment was made to allow the 2 top judicial office holders to be appointed substantively by the President after obtaining the agreement of the Opposition Leader. Since the amendment was made to the Constitution in 2001, no Chancellor or Chief Justice has been confirmed in the position. Currently, Justice Yonet Cummings Edwards is performing the duties of Chancellor and Justice Roxanne George is performing the duties of the Chief Justice. They were both appointed by former President David Granger in 2017. Failure by the former opposition leader Harman to recognize President Irfaan Ali as legitimately elected prevented any form of consultation between the two. But even during the Granger presidency, no consultations occurred between him and then leader of the opposition, Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. Former Chancellor Karl Singh and Chief Justice Ian Chang both acted in the positions for years, amid failed attempts by former Presidents Donald Ramotar and Granger to reach a consensus on confirming them. Guyana's last substantive Chancellor of the Judiciary was Justice Desiree Bernard. She served until 2005 and was in the position before the Constitution was amended. Article 127.1 states, the Chancellor and the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President after obtaining the agreement of the Leader of the Opposition. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.